Top 5 credit cards for travel bookings in Singapore. Now, if you are booking flights or hotels in Singapore, the best credit card is not about vibes or branding. The answer is going to shock you, but it is about platform discounts first, then earning rates and cap second. Today, I'll break down the best credit cards for travel bookings in Singapore, including how to stack them with reward platforms. And I'll walk you through the minimum spend and reward caps so you don't overestimate your spending. And please, if you haven't joined us at over 22,000 members in the Honey Money SG Telegram, go and join us for some credit card and travel strategy hacks for free. Let's cover the most important point, which is platform deals. Because before you even think about credit cards, before you even think about miles, I think it is important to check platform promos. And I'm talking about travel booking platforms like Traveloka. And just so you know, this episode is not sponsored by anyone, not even Traveloka, but they do have a regular discount for DBS cards. Because if you refer to this landing page, you will see that Traveloka has this 50% off every Thursday, 12 a.m., capped at $50 for DBS credit cards. So that means if you make a booking of $100, you can get 50% off, which is $50. That is the cap. And one of the best credit cards that you could use for this is DBS Women's World Credit Card, which gives you 4 miles per dollar, or DBS Altitude. Okay, so that's for DBS specific Traveloka promo. What about another bank? Then Traveloka also offers such discount for Citi credit cards. And for Citi, it is a little bit different. Based on the recording date, it is $60 off minimum spend of $600. So it is much less lenient compared to the DBS offer. And it starts from every Wednesday, 12 a.m. So the best cards for Citi will be Citi Premium Miles or Citi Prestige, because all these will still reward you points for travel bookings, but not for Citi Rewards or SMRT. These two cards already excluded travel bookings. So you realize that in this video, I'm not even starting about the best credit cards. I need to talk about all these platform deals because these are time limited and these are quantity limited as well. These are real dollar savings, not points, and it's instant savings. Miles only matter in the long run after the discount is applied, right? And miles is a long-term accumulation progress. But all these discounts, they are upfront. They are instant gratification. That's why you have to capitalize on those first. And most importantly, if you want to click to Traveloka before that, I think you want to earn some additional cashback or miles, you can click them through Haymax or Shopback. Or I also have a referral link for Traveloka if you want to support my channel. But usually people click through Haymax or Shopback depending on whether you like cashback or miles lah. So if you like max miles, you can go and click through Haymax. You can use the link in the description. Shopback, I also have a link. You all should know how Shopback works. So they work more like an affiliate partner. If you click through them, they earn a commission and they share that commission with you. Now, with that out of the way for platform, I think let's move on to the first credit card that I will use for travel booking. And it's going to be HSBC Revolution. And I want to cover this card first because the offer is going to end very soon, subject to any further extension. Because right now, the Revo-Up promo is going to give you 10x points or 4 miles per dollar for online travel until 28 Feb 2026. So for HSBC Revolution, your first $1,500 of eligible spend will earn you 10x points or 4 miles per dollar. And this will include airlines and hotel bookings online, but does not include any travel agent or travel platforms. So be very clear on the MCC that you are spending on the merchant category code. So I would really suggest you to use Haymax to check first. All right. But for HSBC points, you also need to be very careful. Usually people don't redeem it for KrisFlyer miles because it is at a disadvantage compared to other frequent flyer programs. I will personally suggest you to use it for EVA Air, EVA Air. Okay, you go and use it for their infinity mileage lens because you can convert at a better transfer ratio. And usually HSBC offer one of the best sign-up promos via SingSaver, or even if you're an existing customer, you can also get some existing user rewards like a $50 cashback from HSBC official. So check out all these sign-up links in the description, which is why I really recommend HSBC Revolution if they continue to extend the promotion of Revo-Up. I think this is quite a good cap. $1,500 spent for 4 miles per dollar. I think it's quite generous already compared to other credit cards that we will discuss later. But given this very short period of time, I would say wait for further announcements, see whether they want to extend the Revo-Up promotion. Now moving on to our second card, that is the DBS Women's World Credit Card. And this card will give you a headline rate of 4 miles per dollar or 10x points for online spending And this online spend will include travel. So you have to book your travel bookings online, not physically, all right? So either you go to travel agents or you book your hotel through hotel portals or travel agencies. You buy your flight tickets through online ticketing platforms or even Singapore Air. I think all these will be eligible. But here is the cap. You can only spend $1,000 per calendar month. Okay, and you have to make sure that these transactions are processed online, because if they are not online, it won't count for DBS Women's World Mastercard. There is no minimum spend required, so that's the good point. But the cap of $1,000 is quite low if you're traveling as a family. And also for DBS Women's World Cup points, they expire roughly in about 1 year. So once you have earned it, you must make sure you convert them in time. Otherwise, they would expire. Okay, make sure you check the expiry via your PayLah app. So I would say that if your flight or hotel booking is under $1,000 per month, or you can just split it between 2 months, right? You book one first and then you book the other one later. I think this card is extremely efficient and one of the best cards to book your online travel bookings. And you can even combine it with Traveloka promo, right? The Traveloka DBS promo, like I said, 50% off, $50 off. Yeah, I think this will be a good combo strategy that you can adopt. Now let's move on to credit card number 3. And that is the UOB Ladies card / UOB Ladies Solitaire card. These two cards are the same product, but same but different. I'll explain briefly, right? Because if you look at UOB Ladies card, which has a income requirement of $30,000, then for UOB Ladies Solitaire, it's an annual income requirement of 120K. So depending on what you get. But the similarity is that both of these cards will earn you 4 miles per dollar if you have selected travel category. And this travel category doesn't have to be online. It could be physical as well. Just that you don't work with Amaze, because Amaze already excluded UOB. But that's our point. The point is that you can use it for both online and offline travel bookings. So even if you go on site, you pay at the hotel, you can use the UOB Ladies or UOB Ladies Solitaire and earn 4 miles per dollar when you use it to spend on travel merchants, assuming you have selected travel as your bonus category cap. But the difference lies here. UOB Ladies, they only can select one category. UOB Ladies Solitaire, you can select 2 categories. But the spend cap for UOB Ladies is $1,000 per calendar month per category for UOB Ladies card. And then for UOB Ladies Solitaire, it is $750 per category. So you realize it's quite weird, right? Why Ladies Solitaire only has 750? But at least there are 2 categories. So if you think you spend much higher at around 1K, it's better to go for UOB Ladies card than UOB Ladies Solitaire. And another thing about UOB Ladies card is that you can get additional 2 miles per dollar if you just save at least $10,000 monthly average balance in the UOB Ladies savings account. But most importantly, you have to select travel as your bonus category. Otherwise, you will just earn nothing extra. And this card has no minimum spend, so it's very good for online and offline travel transactions, unlike the DBS Women's World Mastercard, which is online only, right? So like I said, in the past, UOB Ladies / Ladies Solitaire is always a very good contender for travel credit card booking. Okay, let's move on to our credit card number 4, which is a KrisFlyer UOB credit card. And this card is very specific. It only works for a certain group of people, right? Because for the headline benefits, you earn 3 miles per dollar on Singapore Airlines, Scoot, KrisShop, and Pelago. And you also earn 2.4 miles per dollar on dining, food delivery, online shopping, online travel, and transport spend. Okay, sounds very good, right? Not just Singapore Airlines, but online travel as well. But here's the thing. You need to hit a minimum spend of $1,000 per year on the following merchants like Singapore Airlines, Scoot, or KrisShop to unlock the 2.4 miles per dollar rate. Otherwise, you will just fall back to 1.2 miles per dollar. Okay, there's no monthly bonus cap, but the categories are really limited. So I would say that if you're really loyal to Singapore Airlines or Scoot, maybe family booking, and usually you exceed the cap of other credit cards, I would say that this card, KrisFlyer UOB credit card, is a very good card that you can use because you can earn 3 miles per dollar uncapped. And the good thing about this card is that you don't need to pay transfer conversion fees because it will just automatically transfer to your KrisFlyer account without paying any fee. So I think it's good for a certain group of people who can meet the $1,000 per year. But if you're not the frequent Singapore Airlines or Scoot flyer, I think this card won't make sense to you because you only get the 2.4 miles per dollar until like 1 year later, unless you spend everything on Singapore Airlines. Now, card number 5 is my new card that I'm going to introduce, and that is the Maybank XL card. So this card comes in 2 versions. One is the cashback at 5%. The other one is the rewards card at 4 miles per dollar. Now, this card, even though I say it's a very good card, but there is a age requirement, right? You have to be under 40 years old, which means the latest age to register is age 39. So if you're 40 years old and above, then sorry, this card is not for you. So what the Maybank XL card does is that you can earn 4 miles per dollar or 5% cashback on flights, hotels, travel agencies. All these are included in the travel category. And not only that, you can also earn the same rewards on foreign currency spend. So not just for your travel bookings, but for your travel spending as well. When you are overseas or you just make foreign currency transactions, you can also earn the same rewards, 5% cashback or 4 miles per dollar. But there is a minimum spend requirement of $500 per calendar month to unlock the bonus cap, which I think is fairly reasonable because most cashback cards, they are already like minimum $800 spent. So $500 I think is easily hit, especially when you want to book tickets. So regarding the rewards cap, right, if we look at the rewards card, it's around $1,000 spent. But for cashback card, it is slightly higher at $1,600. This is based on the cashback cap and the rewards cap lah, or based on my own calculation. And you see, right, it's already higher than DBS Women's card and also UOB Ladies card. If you look at the Maybank XL cashback card, right, $1,600. So I think that Maybank XL card is going to be one of the most important cards for your travel bookings as well as your on-site travel spend. Because you spend in foreign currency, you don't need to care about MCC already, correct? So that's even better than all your multi-currency cards like Utrip, Trust, or whatever Wise card. Then because it is a MasterCard, you can link it to Instagram Amaze to reduce the foreign currency fee if you prefer. Because there are other categories like dining, shopping, and play. Okay, if you just want to reduce the fees and they fit the category, I think it is good to pair with it. Also, when you're traveling overseas, don't forget that you still need to invest for your future. So how do I invest in my future? I use this broker called Interactive Brokers, which is my platform of choice because I invest long-term in the global equities market. So Interactive Brokers help you reduce the foreign currency fee as well as a wide range of markets like the London Stock Exchange. So this is what I use, and if you appreciate my video, you can help me click this Interactive Brokers link or scan the QR code here. There's no need for you to sign up. Just clicking it will help support the channel. Thank you very much. So if you were to ask me what is my preferred card or travel booking strategy, I would say firstly, look at Traveloka platform and use a DBS card because that's the lowest hanging fruit, right? Like you can book hotels, you can book airlines, you can book tours on Traveloka and follow the time schedule. I think it's Thursday, 12 a.m., right? 12 a.m., you log in, use your DBS Women's World Card to get 4 miles per dollar, okay? And then get up to $50 off for your travel bookings. But if you cannot use Traveloka, then I would say go and use the Maybank XL Mastercard because it has a much higher cap compared to other of these cards. I think it also depends on what you're using your other cards on, right? If you want to pull the points together to accumulate miles, then you can continue using what things you are already accumulating points on. But the good thing about Maybank XL card is definitely the foreign spend, foreign currency spend also earn the miles or the cashback. So that will be one of my most important travel spending strategies coming in year 2026. But assuming you're within the age limit lah. So in this video, I already highlighted all my travel booking strategies. I'll put all the links down below on what platforms you can sign up, what card you can sign up, what apps you could use. Okay, all these I'll put in the description. So if you want to support the channel, you can help me click and sign up lah. But I really want to know what are some of you others, your preferred travel booking strategy or your travel booking card. Okay, I think it will be interesting to hear from people who are having a very different travel spend strategy, especially for year 2026. And meanwhile, if you want to look at my general credit card strategy for year 2026, I've already outlined in this strategy credit card right here.